Hey, it looks like we're back at the tower again. There's nothing like the Tower of Hanoi. Today we're going to record each move practice, and this is just an exercise in trying to understand the tower a little bit better and get things right. So we have a record each move practice sheet made up for this one. And let's take a look at how this might look. You know, it's going to take some time to figure it out, but on this practice sheet we can record the disc we're moving, from what peg we're moving it from, and to what peg we're moving it to. And we've got 7 spaces here for us to move 3 discs in, and we know that we want to complete this task in 7 moves. And we also want it to be accurate. Okay, so we're going to move all the discs from peg 1 to peg 3, and so we'll start with disc 1 on peg 1, and let's say we're going to move it to peg 2. Okay, and so we'll get our little board out here and give us a chance to see what it looks like. We have 3 discs stacked on 1. There's 1 goes to 2. And now we're going to make the next move. We'll take 2 and put it on 3. Okay, let's record that. That's disc number 2. And we moved it from peg 1 to peg 3. Now let's move on here and see what we're doing. We've got to move 1 again, and because we can only put a little one on a big one, and so we have to move 1 to 2, but really don't like that move, and we're going to move 1 back to from 2, you know, peg number 2 back to peg number 1. Now, you know, as we're trying to be expert here, we want to record this in expert amount of moves, and you know, we can make some mistakes. We want that number to be accurate for 7 moves, so this is going to take some work. Make sure we know what we're doing, and we might have to take a backtrack here, and maybe moving disc 1 from 1 is for sure, but we might want to move it to 3, and so we're going to restack all the discs and put 1 on 3, and then 2 would go to from 1 to 2, and 1 would go from 3 to 2, and 3 would go from 1 to 3, and 2 would go from 2 to 3, and 1 would go from 1 to 3, and we're done. And we'd have 7 moves. Now, we're doing 3 discs. We're going to do it 2 times. Okay, so we want to do it again and see if we can do it without looking and make sure we're accurate on the record moves. Now, on our record sheet here, you're going to notice that we have a record sheet for this, and we're trying to get it out. And actually, we're getting the back side out of this because on the back side of the sheet, we're going to do 4 discs, and we have 15 spaces set aside, so you can record each move in 15 moves, and you're going to record the same thing from what peg, what from, and to. And at the bottom, we're going to do an assessment. Our assessment this time is going to be 6 discs in 63 moves, and we're going to move them from peg 1 to peg 3. You'll score yourself with a yes, 5 points, and a no worth 0, just like we did on the other practice trials that we had here. So our record sheet then looks like this. You have a space here to record that, and it's called the record practice. Okay, a 0 or a 5, depending on how well you do. Okay? So, this is the recorded practice session. And you want to try to get it accurate. Once this is accurate, okay, once you've completed it, both sides, you need to look for patterns in the numbers. Okay? Sometimes have to help the group out on what that means to look for patterns. So what I'd like you to do, once you know it's accurate, is to get yourself a little color code, like like a red highlighter or blue highlighter, and color code some numbers so you can see if you can see it. So I would color code disk 1 whenever it moves and see if it goes well for